Alright, let's get this going. Get the PC working. Hopefully. Okay, wait. Haven't played this in a long time. A few days, I mean. Let me get into the character a bit. It's here! A large, familiar cardboard box. Got a phone email from Mayuri. Haven't seen you in a while. Okalin's been acting strange lately, so Mayashi didn't go to Komima today. Are you at the lab? Maybe I'll go there now. I haven't seen you in a couple of days, you know. We usually see each other every day, so it is really lonely. I know it's only been 4 days at most, but I'm used to being with you all the time. I'm your hostage, remember? Don't let go. Okay, Mayuri. A bit obvious there, but you know, sure. I was right. Inside the box is the IBN 500, the legendary retro PC stolen from me by a twist of fate. At last, it has returned. The long battle is finally over. I did it. We can save Mayuri. Taru! Where is my super hacker? Come on! I can't contain my excitement. My heart is beating like a jackhammer. He's not here. He went to Komima, remember? Oh, right. In that case, he won't return until evening. I can't wait that long. So I fire up the time machine and leap. Cool. How does that work though? Isn't it weird? Like, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't think this is the right choice. As shape and color return to the world, I see Daru in front of his computer, sleepily playing an eroge. Koitsu is napping on the sofa. She probably just got done with her all-nighter on the time leap machine. Mayuri is not around. She probably went to Lukaku's to beg him to cosplay. Daru! Christina! Koitsu jerks awake. It's time for the final phase of Operation Vertanti, whatever. ML, you forgive Moeka really? I don't know. I do. I mean, I thought I said it last week. Last time I played it. I do. I forgive her. Like, I mean, sure, but I don't think she is the main problem here. You know, like if I were to blame someone, I would blame uh 10OG, the Mr. Brown. I'll blame him instead, or even whoever is behind him. But I haven't seen enough of a reason to forgive Mr. Brown yet. But I mean, I see his problem. Like it seems like he has his problem too, but I haven't felt that yet. But for Moeka, I think I've seen enough. She had a pretty sad life, so I think it was alright. Not alright to kill Mayuri, of course, but you know, she hasn't done it yet, so it's really like a moral dilemma problem, you know, like in this world she hasn't done it yet, and like Okabe said, she hasn't done it, but she also apologized, so like I think that's quite enough, you know, quite enough for me to see from Moeka. So like, yeah, I think I accept the apology, you know. But yeah, so something out of topic. Fucking this today I was supposed I was going to play the shooting game from last time, Max Payne 3, and fucking Rockstar just like betrayed me, you know, like it just doesn't want to work. Now I have to raise ticket and all that shit, and hopefully they'll reply someday, or if not, we won't be seeing that game anytime soon, which is unfortunate because it's a really fun game. Yeah, hopefully they'll reply soon. Yeah, so henceforth we're back to Steins Gate again. Yeah, so cool. Such a forgiving man you are. Maybe. Yeah, but like, yeah, it's really hard, you know. But like, yeah, my sonorous declaration earns only blank stares. Why are they so slow? The IBN 500, Daru! Oh yeah, so we have the PC now. Yeah. Listen to me, man! We have an IBN 500! Of course we do! You're the one that found it, Okalin. Yes, I did! I found it and Yarablo Shine! Have you been drinking too much soda? Let me sleep, for fuck's sake. Gritzer rubs her eyes and complains. She looks dead tired. Who's up all night? A question, Daru. Have you researched how to use the IBN 500? Oh? Well, yeah, I guess. Can you believe I did it while preparing for Komima? I'm like a saint or something. They knight me for this in England. No they don't, Daru. No they don't. Maybe I will, if I become the overlord in the future. Then we shall call you Sir Super Hacker. Hell no. Oh, you wanted it? The fuck, man? Will you guys shut up? You're giving me a headache. If Daru knows how to use the IBN 500, then we can hack CERN right now. Hear me, Latmams! Mari is not here, but that's actually more convenient. Our long struggle has at last reached its climax. Ragnarok is at hand. Now we must deliver the decisive blow. With the power of the IBN 500, we shall crack CERN's most secure database and destroy it from the inside. Maybe you shouldn't be so loud because you know technology is downstairs. Through the cowardly apparatus known as Echelon, the enemy has acquired precious intelligence on our activities. Now they plot to steal our sacred time machine, upon which rest the hopes and dreams of all mankind. Beneath its scholarly trappings, CERN is a hive of scum and villainy, of men who will sacrifice innocent souls in their quest to rule all space and time. But now, we are poised to crush them with the hammer of justice. And when we do, we will know once and for all by whose hand the wheel of fate truly turns. When the sun sets upon the battlefield, the foul system that rules the world will crumble, and from the flames, a new age will rise. Yes, an age of glorious, unfettered chaos. Shut up. Goetsu gets fed up and rises from the sofa. What are you talking about? Nobody can know the darkness in Okarin's heart. First, get your character straight. What kind of mad scientist talks about the hammer of justice? I guess he just got caught up in the heat of the moment. Maybe he regrets it now. Come on, guys. Stop complaining and get ready. Get ready? To crack CERN. Weren't you listening? I don't think that's a good idea. When did you become a goody two-shoes? Where's your ambition? Are you trying to get us arrested? That's not the problem. I fight the urge to grind my teeth. Instead, I fix Kuritsu with my stare. It's taken me so long, just to reach this point. This is my chance to escape the Alpha World Line and save Mayuri. I won't let anyone get in my way. Anyone! Okabe. What? Why so serious, man? I've got a good reason. To them, only half an hour has passed since the time leap machine was built. But to me, many days have passed since this ordeal has begun. Yep. Feels like forever. Please. I bow my head deeply. Please, hear me out. Or else Mayuri will die. And in 26 years, the world will be ruled by CERN. Suzuha's sacrifice will have been for nothing. Taro claps me on the shoulder, then smiles broadly and thrusts his thumb skyward. It's not like I'm cracking for you or anything, okay? Oh, okay, Taro. Thanks, man. Didn't expect this kind of expression from you. Oh god. I burst out in laughter. Sir Super Haka Tsundere version is here to save the day. I couldn't have asked for a better right-hand man. A tsundere right-hand man, huh? I don't know how to feel about that, man. I didn't know he's like this kind of character. didn't expect at all, man. As Taro hooks the IBN 500 to his PC, I explain the situation one more time. Let's hope this is the last. This all happened because of the very first email I sent to Daru. CERN intercepted that email with Echelon and figured out what it meant, then sent their rounders after us. They will kill Mayuri, kidnap us, and steal the time leap machine. Some years after that, I assume Daru and I escaped and formed the resistance to which Suzuha belonged. I tried to save Mayuri, but nothing worked. Every roll line converged on the same result, just as attractor field theory said they would. You know, if this is all in your head, I think you've got a career as a light novel author ahead of you. It's true, all of it. To prevent Mayuri's death, and to free Suzuha's future from CERN. We need to escape the Alpha world line, and I think we can do that by cancelling all of our changes to the timeline so far. That should return us to the Beta world line, the world line that existed before I sent the first email. There is just one more step. We need to erase the first email from CERN's database. If what Suzuha said is correct, then erasing that data will take us over 1% divergence and back to the Beta world line. It was just one short email, barely 36 bytes, but it changed the course of human history. The butterfly effect. Fascinating. Koritsu mutters as she sips her hot coffee. It looks like she has already recovered from her exhaustion. You believe in him, Makiseshi? In theory, I'd like to see objective data, but that's obviously impossible. Relax. Your timely machine worked perfectly. Oh, of course it did. She doesn't deny it. That's just like Koritsu. Besides, we were already planning to crack CERN's database, weren't we? Fine, let's see what's in there. If the mail data exists, then it is proof that what you said is true. So what you are saying is, don't think, feel. Got it. Sounds like Tenet. You lost me. What he meant to say was, don't think, do. Taru extracts his massive body from the space behind the desk, plops himself down the chair, and wipes away his sweat. Done bridging them. I need to tinker with the settings a little, but we should be up and running in about 10 minutes. Alright. So, the first email started everything. Was that the first one you showed me at ATF? The one that said I died or something? Right. I found you dead at Radican and sent Daru an email. Daru happened to be experimenting on the phone wave name subject change at the time. So the discharge phenomenon occurred and the mail was... My voice trails off. Something is telling me to stop. What? Fear rises in my chest, a sudden, terrible certainty that I'm missing something vital. What? I frantically replay the conversation in my head. We must cancel all of our changes to the timeline so far. The very first email started it all. The one that said I died or something. Return to the world line that existed before I sent the first email. Oh shit, does that mean Makise have to die? An icy fist seizes my heart, and I turn to Kuritsu with a look of pure terror. Our eyes meet. Those eyes of hers no longer shows the sharp defiance from when we first met. Instead, they glow warmly with the light of curiosity. What? I was right. I had missed something vital, something dire. The world line I set my sights on to save Mayuri. The world line upon which Suzuha staked her hope for the future. The world line I am at last poised to reach at the end of this long struggle. On that world line, Mayuri lives. On that world line, CERN fails. And on that world line, on the 8th floor of Radican, Makise Kuretsu dies. I don't know, man. No right. No right. We just need to stop the CERN from having that database, right? And that should be okay. Right? I thought that I had found the solution, that everything would be alright. But the equation was meaningless. I had solved nothing. Instead, I am left with a terrible choice. Mayuri or Kuretsu. One of them must die. No right, no right. I don't think so. Radican is still off limits. They haven't yet repaired the hole that Suzuha's time machine made. I looked down through the hole at the streets of Akiba. Jeez, I know right, for fuck's sake. I hope not. From up here, they look narrow and stifling. Well, bye Kuretsu LMAO. I don't know, man, like the previous choices, right, they are quite easy to make. But between Kuretsu and Mayuri, right? I don't know, man. I might choose Kuretsu. Across the way, a train rumbles by. I watch the yellow striped cars move past. I came here because I wanted to be alone. The day before yesterday, I abruptly cancelled the attempt to hack CERN. Kuretsu and Daru demanded an explanation, but I just couldn't give them one. The decision has paralyzed me. 2 days later, I am still nowhere close to finding an answer. What do I do? 2 weeks ago, on July 28th, Dr. Nakabachi held a press conference in this very spot. The same day, Kuretsu was murdered. Let's say we go through with the plan and delete the first email I sent, the one about Kuretsu's death, from CERN's database. That will return us to the Beta World Line, where it all began. What will happen then? According to my predictions, our friend, lab member 004, Makise Kuretsu, would disappear. Wait, but Suzuha is the one that killed her, right? So if I stopped the email and stopped Suzuha at the same time, then in theory, should be enough to stop Kuretsu from dying, and Mayuri will live too. LMAO really? Oh really, really that I will save Kuretsu? I think so actually, because the chemistry between Koretsu and Okabe is much more nicer than with Mayuri. I mean, I like Mayuri as a character for sure, but her relationship and Okabe just sees her as sister, you know, but little sister. But Koitsu, on the other hand, is a real like match, you know, to Okabe. Like it feels that way. Like it feels very. I think it feels very natural. I know you've been doubting like why the hell would Koitsu like someone like Okabe, but she just do it, you know, like it feels quite natural. Like both of them has feeling for each other. Like Okabe, he didn't say it yet, but you know, he felt something along the way, but he never like said it out loud. But Mayuri, on the other hand, every time like there's a hint of that to Okabe would just brush it off, like, you know, like you know, that's just normal. Like he doesn't see it that way, you know, like there's no he just doesn't, you know. So it feels like Koitsu is a better choice for Okabe, of course, as a character. Someone who died on July 28th cannot be alive now on August 15th. That would defy causality. A time paradox. That world line has already rejected her existence. The moment we erase the D-mail, Koitsu will cease to exist. I don't think so, right? You don't know that? Like, you erase the D-mail, okay, sure. But Koitsu's death happens before the D-mail, right? I don't understand, like what in the D-mail changed anything about Koitsu. I don't understand how that D-mail like causes Koitsu to not die, you know. I don't see it. And so I am left with two options. Option 1, hack CERN with the IBN 500 and erase the first email I sent, thus returning to the beta world line. You don't know if that will cause Koitsu to die, right? Koitsu will disappear, but Mayuri will live. CERN will never build a time machine, and the future will be free. Option 2, don't hack CERN, keep living here on the Alpha world line. Mayuri will die, so will Moeka and FB. Koitsu will likely be kidnapped by CERN, but at the very least, she won't die. With her research, CERN will gain control of space-time, and the future will be a dystopia where no one is free. But the reason for that to happen is because we decide to open our time travel research, right? But as long as we don't plan to reveal it, then nothing should have happened, and that future could be prevented. And I'm supposed to choose? Ridiculous. I choke out a laugh. How am I, of all people, supposed to make that choice? There's no way. I don't really care about the future, whether it is free or ruled by CERN. I know I should care. Suzuha entrusted her wish to me. Doesn't that make it my responsibility? But still, it doesn't seem quite real. 20 years is a long time. Right now, only Mayuri and Koitsu matter. I must choose which to save. If I had been given this choice back on July 28th, before this all started, I probably would not have hesitated to abandon Kuritsu and save Mayuri. But it is not July 28th, it is August 15th. I've spent 2 long weeks with Kuritsu. She is one of us now, an integral part of the lab. And as I leaped through time again and again, she was the person I relied on the most. Yeah, and this point too. Like, as a time traveler, right? Like whatever things they might try to do in the future, I think Kuritsu being here will help the most, more than Mayuri, unfortunately. Always calm, always thoughtful, always ready with a new hypothesis, always there to give me a push when I needed it the most. I wouldn't even have the time leap machine if not for Kuritsu. It is thanks to her that I made it this far. After all she's done for me, there's no way I can abandon her now. But no, can I let Mayuri die? Everything I've done, I did it to save her. I'll give anything, even my own life, to see her safe. More than anything, I want her to live. No matter what, I won't let her die. I can't choose. I can't. Kill Kuritsu or kill Mayuri. This is what this choice comes down to. Is this how it ends? I drive my fist into the wire fence. Suzuha, Felis, Lukako, Moeka. Is this what I sacrificed your memories for? Is there no other option? No way to save them both? What if I use Suzuha's time machine? I could return to the Beta World line, then use her time machine to travel to July 18th, 28th. No, that won't work. The reason Suzuha leaped to 2010 was to prevent the sun from creating a dystopia. That only occurs on this world line. Oh, wait, no. No, right? On the Beta World line, she will have no reason to leap to 2010. Suzuha's time machine won't exist, so I won't be able to use it. But that's not true, because if you remember in the beginning, we actually saw the satellite, but it wasn't broken. It wasn't crashed into the rooftop. It was on the rooftop. Alright, then what if I send Kuritsu a warning via the email? It could say, don't go to Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. No, that won't work either. Remember, causality converges. Kuritsu's death is inevitable on the Beta World line, just as Mayuri's death is inevitable on this world line. No matter what I do, fate will ensure her death. There's no way. I slowly sink to the floor with my back against the fence. I can't save her. I'm powerless against the will of fate. Don't try to solve this yourself, man. Ask someone. Even Daru, you know. What should I do? What should I do? Maybe Maybe Mayuri doesn't die on the current row line. I cancelled Moeka's email. Plus, I haven't had an opportunity to check the divergence meter since. No, we saw it. It's not there yet. But, yeah, but you should check what will happen first before you do anything. Might there be a chance? If the pattern continues, Mayuri's death has been pushed back to the night of the 17th. If Mayuri doesn't die between 7 and 8 p.m. that night, then I won't have to face this horrible decision. I know it is unlikely. I understand that from all my experiences so far, but still, I can't help but cling to that hope. Mayuri and Kuritsu. If I can just save them both, then I don't care if the future is ruled by CERN. I'll betray Suzuha's dream, if that's what it takes. So please, let Mayuri live. To whom should I make this desperate plea? God? Fate? The universe itself? Either way, I'm just one insignificant human among billions. Will my prayers truly reach? I already know what the answer will be, and that knowledge, that certainty, is despair. Komima runs for 3 straight days, from the 15th to the 17th. On the last day, I go with Mayuri and stay with her from morning until Komima closes. It is not really my thing though, and the crowd is ridiculous. So I wait off to the side with Mayuri's bags. From time to time, Mayuri appears with new bags for me to guard, and usually a snack for us to share. But most of the day, I spend alone. Oh, I understand that. I had experience with that. To some extent, I am here to escape reality, to empty my mind and forget my fears. But even when I close my eyes, I can still hear the footsteps of death approaching. We are finally home. It's already dark by the time the bus drops us back at Akiba. Mayuri is dragging her costume case behind her. I'm carrying bags of covered in moe artwork and loaded with doujinshi. These are all Mayuri's purchases, not mine. I can't believe she bought so much. I guess the reason she doesn't cosplay herself is that she's too busy with shopping. We get off the bus and just stand there for a while. What are you going to do now? Head home? Head straight home? Actually, I was thinking of going to the lab. Need something? Not really, but it's been a while since I got to relax with Okalin. I'm a little hungry, so I'll buy some juicy chicken #1 on the way. Maybe Mayuri wants a taste of normalcy again, now that the chaos of Komima has ended. I can't begrudge her that. I stifle a groan and shrug my shoulders. Well, back to the lab then. Hey, Okalin. Why did you come with Mayushi today? You've never come with me to Komima before. You're not interested in moe, right? Well, I like robot anime. but not much that I line up early in the morning for Komima each year like Daru and Mayuri do. So, why did you come with me today? Well, to confirm your death. Those words pop into my head, but I quickly shake them away. Why am I so sad on Mayuri's dying? I want her to live, remember? Well, I just felt like it. Oh. Suddenly silence. A downhearted frown replaces the usual smile on Mayuri's face. Did my answer upset her? But it's not like I could tell her the truth. How do you tell someone they're going to die? Lukako... I frantically tried to smooth things over. I thought maybe you'd manage to get Lukako to cosplay, so I came to laugh at him. Too bad he didn't come. Yeah, Lukaku would be super popular if he did come though. People will take his picture and post it all over the internet. Then everyone in the world would see how cute he is. And after he became a superstar, Mayuri would see him on TV and think, wow, he's gone so far. Superstar, really? I don't think so, man. It's scary because it's true. Hey, Okarin? Suddenly Mayuri turns around and peeks at my face as she walks backwards. Thank you for today. Why are you thanking me? Well, like I said, this is the first time Okarin's ever come to Komima with me. It made Mayuri really happy. A smile finally returns to Mayuri's face. But you know, what would make me even happier? If you cosplay next time. Okay, I'll think about it. That's right. Don't think negative thoughts. Think about a fun, bright future. Really? You cosplay for me? Well, only if you cosplay too. Lukako too. And Christina, of course. Convince them to cosplay first. If you manage then I, the great and insane mad scientist Hoinkyo, will grace Komima with my august presence. Next Komima takes place this winter. We'll all be there, as if none of this ever happened. I hope so, man. I hope so. All of us, laughing and smiling together. Just imagine a future like that. Wow, that's gonna be tough. But it sounds really fun too. Besides, I think Chris-chan secretly wants to cosplay, so there is hope. Mayuri's gonna do her best. We arrive at the lab. I look up at the second floor, but there's no light in the window. Oddly enough, there's nobody here today. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh yeah, the music changed too, man. Is Moeka going to ambush us? On a previous world line, I forgave Moeka and Tennoji. But that has already been undone. This is a new world line. The Rounders are still alive, and they're still after the time leap machine. Wait here, Mayuri. Wait, there's still a few problems that hasn't been solved. Who is the person who used the time machine on previous world line? And I guess it was Tennoji, but why? And then who killed Makise Kurizu? It has to be Suzuha, right? GG, I know, right? Fuck, man. I motioned for her to sit and wait on the bench in front. Then I carefully checked the area. I know my efforts are likely futile, but still, I want to do anything I can. Anything to give Mayuri a chance, however small, of surviving on this world line. Something tells me it would be foolish to go straight up to the lab. So first I decide to check the street for any suspicious people. I walk down the street towards Kuramaebashidori, careful to always keep Mayuri in sight. Great. There's the engine start. Suddenly a white station wagon parked at the end of the street fires its engine and takes off in our direction. What? I can see clearly through the front window. The man in the driver's seat is unfamiliar, but I have seen that station wagon before. It is the same one Moeka used to run us over on the previous world line. The same one Tennoji used to transport the IBN 5100. And now it is bearing down on me at full speed. I'm in the center of the road. There's nowhere to run. The station wagon flips its high beams, instantly turning my vision white. I can't move. It's all happening too fast. I expected an ambush inside the lab. Instead, I'm facing a charging car. What do I do? I'm fine. I won't die. This world line hasn't approved that fate. No, wait. What day is it? This is the first time I've made it to the 17th. Does that mean my death is still undecided? Will I die in Mayuri's place? If that will save her, if that will end this, then maybe it is for the best. It's so sad, but maybe that's the best solution. No, I don't want to die yet. Two contradictory emotions collide in my mind. My body doesn't know which way to turn. Will I be the one who die? Okalin! Duh! Oh shit. Something slams into my back. Well, as expected, I open my eyes. I am lying on the side of the road. My whole body hurts, but I don't appear to be seriously injured. Someone saved me? I look up to see the station wagon's tail lights disappearing around the corner, and there, lying in the center of the road, is Mayuri. Mayuri! I run to her side. Mayuri is bleeding from the head. The pavement is slaked with blood. GG, Mayuri dead. Again. Did she protect me? But that's not what I wanted. I lift her body in my arms. Her eyes twitch, then slowly open. Oh, Kalin. Mayuri, I'm sorry. It's my fault. Her hand wanders as if seeking something. It reaches for the starry sky. Her eyelids are heavy. They could close any second now. Bring her to the hospital or something, man. Maybe you can still save her. But still, she looks straight into my eyes. And for some reason, she smiles. Finally, Mayushi was useful to Okarin. Fuck, man, why did you have to say this? What? Stardust handshake. Her delicate fingers grasp at the sky, but all they find is empty air. Her arm goes limp. I grab her hand before it hits the ground. Mayuri is no longer breathing. I've seen her die countless times, but this time is too much. This time it is all my fault. I embrace Mayuri's tattered body, her lifeless, motionless, tattered body. I clench my jaw and bite back my tears. Mayuri, you can't see the stars from here. How could this happen? Why did she have to die like this? What possible meaning could this death ever have? Yes, it happened because fate demanded it. Yes, her death is unavoidable, the result upon which this world line converges. I knew from the beginning that this would happen, but I never imagined that she would die saving me, and with a smile on her face. What do you mean? You were finally useful? Tell me, Mayuri. There is no future for Mayuri on this world line. And that brings me once again to the choice. Do I return to the Beta world line, killing Kuritsu? Or do I leave things as they are and accept Mayuri's death? I can't run away. I'm the one who twisted fate. I'm the one who must decide. Hey, it decided for me. I didn't do anything. The sky is blue. I'm on the rooftop, on the roof of Radican. After going back 56 hours with 2 time leaps, I lean against the wire fence and stretch out my legs as I look at the sky. I wanted more time to think, that's why I came back. Last time I spent 2 days refusing to face reality. But that is no longer an option, now that I've confirmed Mayuri's death. This time I need to reach a decision. But how? This equation has no solution. No matter what choice I make, someone dies. From a purely utilitarian viewpoint, I should choose the Beta world line, where CERN never creates a dystopia. But it is not that simple, not for me. There must be some other way. According to Suzuha, 2010 is a point of great divergence at the attractor field level. I think that divergence had already commenced by the time I sent the email reporting to Kuritsu's death. That divergence has already commenced by the time I sent the email reporting Kuritsu's death. Okay. When did divergence begin? I can't say for sure, but I think it was the moment we completed the phone wave name subject to change. That was around the middle of July. Taru and I deemed it a failure right after completion. By the time Kuritsu was killed, there was already a huge divergence at the attractor field level. Now that I think about it, reading Steiner activated that day, when I sent the email that started it all. At that moment, every pedestrian and vehicle on the main street of Akiba suddenly vanished. Yes, this one still hasn't explained. Because like all the other ones, right, doesn't have this. Only this first one has it. So what is the reason? That feels so long ago. But now I can finally explain it. That was the moment I moved to the Alpha world line. On the Beta world line, where this all began, Suzuha didn't arrive in her time machine. Dr. Nakabachi's conference went ahead as planned, and the flow of tourists and shoppers through Akiba was unimpeded. But when I sent the email, the events changed on a huge scale, from my perspective at least. On the current world line, Suzuha crashed her time machine into the roof of Radican. Nakabachi's presentation was cancelled, and this part of Akiba was closed to traffic. Because I was out on the street when the world line changed, it appeared to me as if thousands of people suddenly vanished. The truth is that they were never there to begin with. Oh, okay. That makes a bit more sense now. Okay, that explains the thing then. Like a magician's trick. It's so obvious once you understand how it works. The real problem is the timing of the email. I moved to the Alpha world line after Kuritsu died. If I had sent the email before she died, then I might have been able to intervene, even now, on this world line. But no, that would defy causality. I sent the email because I saw Kuritsu's body. That's the way it has to be. Now you can say something to send it, right? You can make something to send it. Who killed her anyway? I still don't know. It definitely wasn't suicide. What if I identified the murderer and sent them an email warning them off? Would that prevent her death? I mean, no one has tried to kill her on this world line, have they? Maybe there's a chance. However, to send that email, I would first have to move to the Beta world line. The more I think about it, the more futile it seems. I've already seen Mayuri die countless times. Everything I tried to prevent it failed. Thanks for the gruesome image. I understand all too well. When fate wants someone dead, nothing can stop it. I can't save Kuritsu. Huh? There you are. I thought I was alone, but it seems that I was wrong. I turned around to see Kuritsu standing in the open door. Maybe I should tell her, man. I averted my eyes. I can't look her in the face. Not now. What are you doing here? Nothing.
よくここが分かったな。
How did you know I was here? I'm so tired today. All I did was laundry, LMAO. Oh, GG. It's a hot day? I know I hasn't felt anything yet. Nothing special for me happened today. I did a lot of things actually. I was writing stuff for my game, so that was... I can't imagine how Okabe feels. You mean because you're tired, or... If laundry gets me tired, imagine Okabe's feeling right now. I know, right? Doing all that just to reach the conclusion of choosing yet another even heavier choice. Like, this is so much heavier than all those choices before. Like, even Suzuha was the heaviest for me so far, but now this one, right? If really it reached the point where I have to choose it, like, it hasn't even explained all the plots yet to get me choosing, right? I'm sure that would be even heavier, but already at this moment it's already super heavy. Like, I can't really choose it, you know. Yeah, Okabe is like he dreamed of being as like all this glorious stuff. I mean, to him it's glorious, but you know, but in the end all he gets is really just a very tragic hero story, you know. Like, I mean, like, sure, he's stupid and all, but he doesn't deserve this, you know. Like, what makes him to have to endure all this? Like, he's just a normal person, right? Why him, of all people? Suzuha was pretty bad. Maybe Mayuri should have just died from the start, but hopefully it doesn't have to come to that. I hope it doesn't come to that too, to be honest. I still have a hope that both of them could be saved somehow, and you know, like, Mayuri shouldn't die that way, you know. Like, I mean, sure, she can die in maybe some other way, but just not like that, you know. I don't know. It's just so... fuck, man. Like, I'm seeing this from a bit of third person, not exactly the first person, but you know, like, imagine being Okabe, you know, like, fuck, man. I really don't know how to feel about it. How did you know I was here? You said you wanted to be alone. I ran the numbers and I concluded that I had the greatest probability of finding you here. Then leave me alone. You don't have to look for me. I'm not a lost little boy. Hey! Is that how you treat someone who's worried about you? No, not that I'm worried about you or anything. Right after she gets herself flustered, Yuesu sighs and puts on a serious expression. I was gonna leave you alone at first, but you've been acting weird the last couple of days. I mean, you're always weird, but more than usual. He's a lost little boy, he needs Koitsu's help. This is true, I definitely agree with this. I mean, I think she's mature enough to brace for the truth of her own death and let her decide what to do. Like, I get the fact to not tell Mayuri about it, but I think, in a sense, I kind of think Mayuri can handle it, but you know, I know because my character sees her like as a little sister, right? So I understand why my character wouldn't tell Mayuri. So I think he should tell Koitsu. You look like a kid forced to eat a crappy oatmeal. Oatmeal tastes great, man. What happened? Oatmeal tastes great. Just on the record here. I liked it as a kid. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's an offensive saying, you know. Nothing. Then why did you cancel the cracking of CERN? You're the one that said we shouldn't. Oh yes, so you're afraid of triggering arrest flags. I get it. You should praise me for obeying the law for a change. That's not like you at all. What happened to your ego? What happened to the insane mad scientist Hoing Kyo? To hell with my ego! Huh? This time, it's not that simple. I have to force my ego on others before Suzuha, Ferris, Lukaku. I sacrificed their dreams for the sake of my goal. I justified it by telling myself that it was necessary to save Mayuri. I weighed their suffering against the alternative and made my self-righteous choice. But this time, the alternatives are impossible to compare. I have to choose which friend to let die. It would be so much easier if I knew what was right. Which friend to let die? What are you talking about? Just a student, Christina. You know? I know, man. I'm just a student, Christina. You know? The insane mad scientist, Hoing Kyo. That's just a fantasy. The character I made up. I bet you had no idea. I may have figured that out when we first met. What if I hadn't found Kuritsu's body back then? Let's try imagining that situation. If I hadn't seen Kuritsu's death, I wouldn't have interrogated her before the seminar at ATF. Without hearing me call her a zombie, she wouldn't have taken an interest in me. She wouldn't have come to the lab. Ultimately, we would never have built the time-leap machine, leaving me without the means to save Mayuri. And of course, Koitsu would not have become our friend. We would not be as close as what we are right now. I'm okay with that, if you can make that happen. Tell me, Okabe. What do you mean? I can't meet her questioning gaze. Do I have to tell you? You've never hesitated to tell me for help before? Don't hold back now. Yeah, just tell her, man. That's not what this is about. Then prepare yourself. What I'm about to tell you is the absolute truth. And it could also be the death sentence. Eh? Koitsu's voice cracks a little. Remember what I told you before? When we deleted the D-mail from CERN's database, we will reach the beta world line where Mayuri doesn't die. And where CERN doesn't take over the world. Right, everyone lives. Everyone is free. You make it sound perfect.
バラ色なものかよ。
Perfect? Is anything but perfect.
元凶となった最初の D メール。
I show you the first email,
そ
didn't
の
I?
内容はお前にも見せたはず
The
だ。
one that started it all.
ベータ世界線では
On the beta world line, the events described in that email actually happened. Koizu is a genius. I have no doubt that she understands.
ベータ世界線では
Koizu on the beta world line.
7月28
You
日
die on July 28th.
し
Nah.
そしてそれは
And according to the attractor field model,
アトラクターフィールド
nothing can prevent that from happening.
どうしても回避できない。マユリを救おうとす
If
る
I want to save Mayuri,
俺は
I have no choice
お前を
but to
見
let
殺
you
ししなきゃいけ
die.
ないんだ。
Koizu says nothing. What expression is she making now? I reluctantly sneak a look on her face. She's staring out across the cityscape. Her eyes look distant. I see neither fear nor sadness in her face. She seems accepting. Koizu is always like this. Always calm, no matter what. It is hard to believe she is younger than me. Her soft chestnut hair blows in the wind. She lifts a hand to hold it down. Hey, Okabe. How credible do you find this attractor field model?
信憑性
Credible?
あれって全部
It's all second-hand info from John Titor,
受け売りでしょ
from Amane-san, isn't it?
2036年時
I
点
get
で
it
スタンダード
that
らしい
it
けど
is the accepted model in 2036.
その時代の研究者たち
But
は
how exactly did the scientists prove the existence of attractor fields?
理論が間違ってい
Are
る。
you trying to say the model may be wrong? But I know for certain that convergence exists. I've experienced it
身
firsthand.
をもって体験した。
収束は正しいとしても
Even if they're right about convergence,
無限個に枝分かれした世
what
界
about the
線
relationship
重ね合わせ
between
状
world
態になって
lines?
いるっていうのは
俺が世界線を移動す
The
る。
moment I changed world lines, everything reconstructed the past, present, and future.
それって
But that's just from your perspective, Okabe.
あんたの脳が認識
Once
して
you
いる
go
私
to
は
the beta world
データ
line,
世界線に
the me in
死んでいる
that
よね
the me that your brain perceives will die.
それはつまり
In other
私
words,
が死んでいる世
your
界線と
perspective will have
私が死ん
chosen
でい
the
ない
world
世界
line where I
線のうち
die
あんたの主
instead
観が
of the one
前者
where
を
I
選んだ
don't.
ってことになるよね
However,
あんたの脳が認識する
why
世界
can't the world your
私の脳が
brain
認識する世界は
perceives be different from the world my brain perceives? Brains. I forgot her specialty was neuroscience.
別物って。
So you are
世
saying
界が分裂する
world lines are independent,
分裂というか
like
電
trains,
車みたいなも
maybe?
のなのかも
電車
Trains?
えっとわかりやす
Let
い
me
例
give you an easy example. Carissa takes out her phone and starts fiddling with it.
路線図で調べてみたけど
If I want to take the train from Akiba to Yokohama,
どの路
which
線
route
を
should I use?
お前
I didn't know you were a rail fan.
違う
It's just an example, jeez.
あんたは
You choose to take the Yamanote line to Tokyo Station, then transfer to the Tokaido main line for the rest of your trip. Kurisu keeps talking as she looks on her phone, apparently reading off an itinerary.
でも私は山手
But
線で大阪ま
I
で行
take
った後
Yamanote line to
湘南新宿ライン
Osaki,
に乗った
then transferred to Shonan Shinjuku line.
もしかしたら別の人
Another person, say Hashida-san, might decide to take Keihin Toku line for some reason.
マユリなら
And Mayuri
東
might
京から新
ride
幹線に乗るか
the Shinkansen from Tokyo.
岡部と私は
You and I ride the same train until Tokyo Station,
そこから
but from there we ride different
同
lines,
じ目的地を目
while
指して
still aiming for the same destination.
それを世界に当てはめる
And that applies to the
パラ
universe.
レルワールドを主張す
You are
る
claiming that the existence of parallel worlds.
たまには
I like to use my imagination too sometimes.
でも
But where is the proof
誰が証明した
that there is only one world?
鈴葉の言葉と
Suzuha said so.
俺のリーディングしたい
And then there's reading Steiner.
正体不明のタイム
In
トラ
other
ベラーと
words, an unknown time traveler and your unexplainable superpower.
鈴葉は正体不明
But we knew Suzuha.
彼女が橋田の娘
There's no way to prove that she was Hashida's daughter, or anything she said about 2036 either. Not without going there ourselves.
そもそも
And if reading Steiner is what you say, then it means that your subjective experience influences the memories of every single human being.
そんなの無理がありすぎる
That's completely absurd, Okabe.
岡部
If
の
it is
文字通
true, then you're literally a god.
りでも
But
現実には
there is
神
no
なんて
god in reality.
世界は
The
あんたの
world
中心
doesn't
に回っている
revolve
わけじゃない
around you.
あんたの脳が
It's just your brain making you believe that it does.
世界にとってあんたが神だというな
If
ら
that makes you this world's god,
私も
then I must be a god too.
神になれ
My
る
brain is just as big as yours.
何が言いたいんだ
What are you trying to say?
仮に
Let's say you choose the world line where I die. That doesn't mean I have to do the same.
私が死ぬ世界線を選ぶとは限らない。それは
The fact is that I am standing here right now, observing this world, the world with my own subjectivity.
すでにこの世界線
I
は
already exist
私
on
が
a
死
world
なない
line
世
where
界
I
線
don't
なわ
die.
けだから。あんたの主観が
Even
ベータ世界
if
線
your
に行ってしまった
perspective
のは
shifts
私
to the
の主
beta
観
world
が
line,
ここに留まる
my
ことができる
perspective
かも
might
しれない
remain here.
精神はどこにあるか
It's a question of where the soul
そ
lies,
して私は
and I won't let you have your way with my soul.
科学者とは思えない
No true scientist would accept a hypothesis that flimsy,
でも
but there's a chance I'm right.
だから
So, you have nothing to worry
あんたは
about.
必要はない
All this stuff, right? I mean, like from the, I'm sure from the bottom of my character's heart, I know it's wrong. Like I know she's wrong, and I know going there will just kill her. But it's just like obvious, you know. Like she is just trying to make us feel that we can make that decision and she can die. Fuck man. Wonder if anything else to offer, Kuritsu. What will we do without you in that world line? I don't know, man. I don't know how I can make this decision. Kuritsu smiles. How can she smile? I just told her that she's going to die.
私を見殺しにできないって
The problem is that you don't want to let me die, right?
でも今
But
の私の
if my
仮説で
hypothesis is correct,
私は
I'll
別の
still
可
be
能性世
alive
界線で
on another possible world line. But not the world line I'm living in. That's the problem, Kuritsu. Do you understand?
だから
So, there is no reason to be afraid. Yeah,
仮説は仮説だ
it's just a hypothesis.
アトラクタフィールド理論だって仮
The
説。
same is the true of attractive fields.
まだ誰にも
It hasn't been
何も
proven.
証明されてないか
So
ら。
if someone did prove it
2036
by
年時点まで証明されてい
2036,
たとしても、
that doesn't help
その
us
証
here
明
in
を
the present.
今の私たちは確認できないから。
No, you're trying to diverge the topic. You're just saying like, if Newton didn't discover gravity, then people before Newton discovered gravity can fly, you know? You know, it's not how it works, man.
そう考えれば、
In other words,
未来の可能性は無限よ。
anything is possible. No, it's not good. She's just trying to make my character feel better. Grizzle turns her back to me after finishing. It is an armchair theory. A daring armchair theory that could, quite possibly, render meaningless everything I've done up to now. How can Kurisu stay so calm? She's just an 18-year-old girl.
ちなみに、心配
You
なんかし
really
てくれな
don't
くても
have
いい
to
から。
worry about me, Okabe.
岡部にそんなことされたら、
It would just hurt my pride if you
プライド
did.
傷つく。
そんな言い方
Don't say like that. Okay, wait, let me save this real fucking quick. So that, you know, any decision we could. Mayuri calling. Hello?
マユリか
Mayuri? Mayuri? Yeah. Displayed on the screen is Mayuri's face, devoid of its usual brightness for some
ど
reason.
うした
What's wrong?
あのね、
Um,
ダル君
I heard from Daru-kun that Okarin's been acting kinda strange.
だって、
Oh, did she know?
マヨシーはこの
Mayoshi was so preoccupied with Komima,
のこと
she didn't really
手
notice.
を挙げられなかったね。いつもなら、
Even
オカリンが元気
when
なか
she usually notices right away when when Okarin's not happy.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry, Okarin. Don't apologize. You've done nothing wrong.
でね、
Um,
何かあった
did something happen?
オカリン
Okarin? I can't tell her. I can't. I kept it a secret from her all this time. That's the way it has to be.
何も
There's
ないよ
nothing wrong.
そっか。
Oh,
あのね、
you know,
前
you
は
used to talk to Mayoshi about a lot of things. Remember?
例えば、
Like, the organization's 4 leaders.
幹部が
Their names are Black
そ
Turkish,
れぞれ
Virginian Bird,
巣立つと
Balloon Black Queen, and White Eye Girl, right?
玄武とスザクと清流と
Black
白
Tortoise, Vermilion Bird, Blue Dragon, and White Tiger.
そうそう、
Yeah, yeah, that.
そういうね、オカリンのお話。
You know, it was really fun talking to Okarin about stuff like that.
でも、
But now,
ねえ、オカリン、
Okarin,
あのね、マユシーのこと、重荷に感じてたら、言ってね。
this is a quite tormented conversation. Okarin, if Mayoshi is a burden, just say so, okay?
そんなこと
I never.
じゃ
Eh,
あ、とりあえず
I'm
聞い
hanging
て。
up now.
もし
If you feel like talking to Mayoshi about anything, just call,
いつで
okay?
も電話してくれていいからね。じゃあ、トゥットゥルー。
Doo-doo-doo. She hung up on me.
マユリ、なんだって？
What did Mayuri say?
あいつ
How Are you a
俺は
burden?
鬼だよ。
Don't say things
勝
like
手に自
that.
分を責めやが
Damn
って。
it!
いつもは空気を読め
Why
ない
is she only serious at times like this?
なんでこういう時だけ。
重荷
A burden, huh?
俺は一度だって
I've never felt Mayuri was a
重
burden.
荷に感じたことは
Not once.
だったらそれをはっきり言ってあげればいい。
Then you should tell her that. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Mayuri in the dark. She never looks like she is thinking anything, and yet she saw my doubt. Either way, I can't tell her the truth. Just tell her, man. Just tell her, man. Why don't you tell her?
岡部
Okabe. Grizzle sighs, then glares at me.
これまでのあんたなら悩んだりしな
The
かった
old you wouldn't have worried about anything.
とりあえず
Anyway,
マユリに会いに行くべ
you
き
should go see Mayuri.
あの子だって
I'm sure she has a lot to say.
があるんだろうし
She's right. Even if I don't tell Mayuri the truth, I need to at least tell her something. I postpone my decision and go see Mayuri. Okay. Boy, that might be even harder. Fuck man. It's afternoon on the first day of Komima, and the crowds are finally beginning to thin out. Of course, the industry booths and cosplay area are still packed, but at least I don't have to wait in line to get in. I've been trying to get in touch with Mayuri for a while now. She hasn't responded. I checked with Daru, but he hasn't seen her today either. Cosplay ends at 4 p.m. I focus on searching the cosplay area until then, but I still can't find her. Maybe she finished early and went home. I tried calling her home, no luck. They haven't seen her since she left this morning. Where is she? I'm always afraid that she will disappear the second I take my eyes off her. It's been like that ever since she lost her grandmother. Maybe it is just my imagination. We've been so close for so long. I saw Mayuri as at her weakest and most vulnerable. Maybe that has made me overprotective. But I don't care how other people see us. I just can't leave Mayuri alone. I step into the cemetery, the final resting place of Mayuri's beloved grandmother. When was the first time I came here? For about a year after Mayuri became my hostage, I periodically accompany her here. But I don't think I've been here since I entered high school, so it's been about 3 to 4 years. As I get closer to Mayuri's grandmother's grave, I begin to hear a voice. It's Mayuri. I recognize her voice anywhere. It sounds like she's talking to someone. I approach quietly. Hey, Granny. Mayuri is standing there, talking to the grave. What a relief, she hasn't disappeared. I decide to watch silently from a short distance away. I've been having scary dreams lately. For a second, I wonder if she's learned to commune with the dead. But no, she's just talking to herself. In my dreams. Oh. She remembers. She remembers our timeline. In my dreams, bad things keep happening to me. Like
れたり電車にひかれたり
Like someone shoots me, or a car hits me, or I get run over by a train. What? Don't tell me.
まるで本当のこと
It's
みた
so
いで
real. It hurts
す
so
ごく痛
much,
くて
and I feel so
すごく
sad.
悲しくて
And I try to
誰
call
か
out for
助け
help,
てって
but
一生懸
nothing
命
comes
声を
out.
出そうとするけど出せなくてどうしてそんな夢
Why do you
見るの
think
か
I'm
な
having these dreams? Does she remember her deaths? All of them? Is she inheriting memories like I do?
でね
And you know,
その夢の
they
最後
always
は
end the
いつ
same
も決
way.
まってるのマユシーが泣いてる
Mayushi is
とね
crying,
オカリン
and
が助けに来てくれる
Okarin
んだ
comes to save me.
マユシーはオカリンに
Mayushi tries to say thank you,
ありがとう
Okarin,
って言うんだけど
but
そ
Okarin
の声もオカ
can't
リンに
hear
は
my
聞こえてな
voice.
くてオカリンはマユシ
He
ーを
holds
抱きしめ
Mayushi
て
and makes a very sad face like he's going to cry.
泣いち
But
ゃ
he
いそう
never
だけど
does, you know.
絶対に泣
I
かな
can
くてね
tell he's forcing
で
himself
も一生
not
懸
to
命
cry.
我慢してるのがわかるの
Come to think of it, both Ferris and Nukako remembered their memories from before the past changed. I used to think that memories couldn't be shared between world lines. I used to think that I was the exception with reading Steiner, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe everyone has the same power, and the only difference is how strong it is. Maybe reading Steiner is nothing special after all.
だからマユシーも
That
悲し
makes
くなって
Mayushi even more sad. I try to say sorry, sorry,
や
but
っぱり声は
he still
届かな
can't
くて
hear.
そこで
And that's when I wake up.
どうして
Why
こんな
am
夢
I
見る
having
のかな
these dreams? I failed so many times to save her. I've watched her die again and again. Everything I've done has been to prevent that from happening. And yet, have the memories of those deaths been tormenting her as she sleeps? I bite my lip in frustration. I still have a terrible decision to make. Do I save Mayuri, or do I save Kuritsu? There is no perfect ending here. I can't save them both. It's one or the other. If I choose Kuritsu, then Mayuri's dreams will become reality. I don't want Mayuri to feel any pain. Until now, I've thought of only saving her. That is my goal. But at the same time, I can't let Kuritsu die. Again, my thoughts hit the same dead end. Mayuri hasn't noticed me yet. She's still staring at the sky, just as she was on the day I took her hostage. She's talking to her grandmother in heaven. Oh,
そうそう
right.
あの
We
ね
have a lot more
最
lab
近
memes
カモメ
now,
ント
you
すごく
know.
増えたんだよクリスちゃんでしょ
There's Chris-chan,
モエカさん
Moeka-san,
ルカくん
Luka-kun,
フェリスちゃん
and Ferris-chan.
それと
There's also
もう引っ越しちゃって
Suzu-chan,
いないけど
Suzu-san.
す
But
ず
she
さん
moved away.
8人だよ
That makes 8 of us. It's really amazing. On this row line, they all become lab memes. However, not a single one of them has sent a D-mail.
最初は
I mean, they
オ
did,
カリンとマユシ
but it just
2
didn't
人だ
work.
けだったのに
You
ね
know, it was just Okarin and Mayushi at first.
ラボができたばっかり
Back
の頃
then,
はね
Okarin seems
オカリンは
kinda
あんま
bored
り面白
most
そうじゃ
of
な
the
かったけど
time.
最近
but now she is having so much fun. Is that how she sees it? Well, she's not wrong. She really does know me, doesn't she? And that makes Mayuri happy too. It's so busy, but it is really exciting. Especially now that Christian is here. She's really smart, you know. She got a paper published in a famous magazine. Mayuri really admires her. She even made a time machine. Oh, but can't forget Okarin and Darukun helped too. Mayuri falls silent. Her gaze becomes distant. She stands still and looks up to the sky. What could she be thinking? But you know, sometimes I remember back when it was just the two of us. When Mayuri had to be only just to become Okarin's hostage. I'd go to the lab after the school, but Okarin wouldn't be there. So I'd tidy up the room and decorate it with cute things. Then Okarin would finally show up a little later. Sorry I left for a while. I'm back now. Cool, that's cool. It was very heavy just now. You can go rewatch it if you want. But yeah. Mayuri would say, "Welcome back." But instead of saying, "Well, I'm back," Okarin would say, "Good work," like a big boss or something. Every day, we'd spend a few hours just hanging out, doing nothing. Then we'd go home together. We didn't talk much, but it wasn't bad. We were just there, together, you know. We'd sit next to each other on the sofa. Okarin would work on his big plans, and Mayuri would read manga or play games. And sometimes we'd have a snack together. It was so nice and relaxing. I never wanted to leave. I'd start feeling a real hostage, and I'd laugh hehehe to myself. Then Okarin would turn to me and say, I remember. It was 4 months ago, still spring. The lab wasn't as lively as it is now. It was an isolated bubble of slow-moving time. Did something good happen? Yeah, well, not really, but kinda. It must be an illusion. We could be under attack from Illusion Conductor, one of the organization's feared agents. Oh, gotta be careful then. But you know, I'm sure that Mr. Illusion Kid Hugger. Conductor, not Kid Hugger. I'm sure he's not a bad guy. I wish I can say the same about the one now, you know. It was nothing, just meaningless chatter to pass the time. I felt so happy there. So happy I could cry. I wanted to stay like that forever. Ah, but that doesn't mean I don't like how things are now, okay? Mayuri shakes her head in denial. Finally, she stops looking up at the sky and bows her head instead. You know, I haven't talked to Okarin much lately. Maybe Mayoshi's getting a little lonely. It's true, I haven't had the time to talk to her lately. But that's because I've been fighting to prevent her death. To keep her dreams from becoming truth. Also that Mayuri will keep smiling. Oh yeah, so you weren't here just now, right? So like I'll give a quick recap. So just now I think I told Kurisu, and Kurisu gathers a bit, and then calmly she accepts it, and she said she didn't say to me she accepts it, but she said, you know, this is all just bullshit, you know, this is all just theories. Like, you know, my theory could be true too. You can do it and then I will still exist. Maybe it doesn't exist for your world line, it will exist on my world line. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, so you can just do it. She just like, you know, something like that, like just kind of tell me, like reassure me that I can do it. But you know, deep down, like I'm sure our character knows it too. Deep down, we know that what she's saying is not true. What the theory holds, and she's doing nothing, denying it, just to reassure us that we can make that decision. And then Mayuri called, and then like Goitsu is like, you should tell Mayuri, and then see what she has to say. So now we are here looking for Mayuri, and apparently we didn't approach yet. We are eavesdropping from the side as she talks with her dead grandma, talking to herself to be honest. And then we found out that she actually remembers the past timeline where she dies, and in dreams. So yeah, man, it's really heavy, man. So that leaves us here. Oh, she's talking to grandma. Yeah, she is. She's talking to, grandma, so herself, because grandma is dead, you know. I thought she was talking to Okabe. Oh, no. I'm listening on the side here. Also, that Mayuri will keep smiling. I never again want to see her cry like she did on the day her grandmother died. But you know, fuck. I don't want to be a burden on Okarin. That word again, burden. I never thought of her as a burden. Mayoshi is just one big nuisance, isn't she? Fuck, man. Granny? Mayuri lifts her face once more. I can't stay like this forever, can I? Of course you can. Huh? GG boy, I know it. When I finally speak to Mayuri, she turns my way with a surprised expression. Her face is so soft, so innocent. Slowly her lips curve into a smile. It's Okarin! Wow! How did you know I was here?
人質がどこにいるのか
I always know where my hostage is.
人質
Hostage.
だからお前は
You cannot escape my grabs. Not ever.
絶対にだ。
そっか
Oh,
でもね
but
あんまり
don't
無
wear
理したら
yourself
ダメだよ
out, okay?
マユシーはね
Mayashi's
ちょっぴり
is a
心配なの
little worried.
お前に心配されるほど
Holding Koma is not as weak as to require your concern.
マユリ
When the times come,
話せる時が来たら
I'll tell you everything.
全て話す。
Yeah?
だから
So
それまで
stay with me until then,
何も
like you
変わらず
always have. Okay. Mayuri stands up and turns to the grave once more. As an offering, she leaves a brand new white lily, as well as some dango dumplings.
オカリン
Let's head back, Okalin. Should have told her, man.
帰る前に
Shouldn't we get some dango for ourselves first? Back when we used to visit the cemetery together, it was part of our daily routine to eat the dango on the way back.
もちろんだ
Of course! Akiba is empty again today. The otaku have all made the exodus to Okomima for the second day of the battle. But come nightfall, they will return to Akiba like a victorious army laden with spoils, and the streets will be chaos. I know Daru has gone to Komima, but the question is, has Mayuri? I hope she has. I want things to be normal again. I remember what I heard yesterday. The feelings Mayuri expressed at her grandmother's grave. The events of the last few weeks have affected her as well. After I escorted Mayuri home from the cemetery, I spent the whole night racking my brain for a third option, a way out of this mess. My thoughts were a jumble, ideas coming and going too fast to judge which were right and which were wrong. But of course, there isn't a right choice here. For in the end, it always comes back to the same question: who do I let die? No matter how I try to dance around it, the answer is always the same. I can't choose. Is there no one else who can make this decision? No, even if there were, I know I'd never accept their choice, whichever it happened to be. I agree. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this, man. Like, Once again, I'm heading for the roof of Radican. I had to get out of the lab. Mayuri or Kuritsu might return at any moment, and I can't face them now. I look up at the sky. The clouds are dark and heavy. It could start raining any minute now. I thought that I was alone, but someone was here before me. Kuritsu is lying in the middle of the roof, arms and legs spread as if making a snow angel. The image of Kuritsu in a pool of blood flashes through my mind. Is she alright? I run towards her, but before I make it halfway, she suddenly sits up and turns to face me. Oh, Okabe,
生きてたか。
you're alive. What a dumb thing to say. Fortunately, it looks like Kuritsu didn't hear me. She's busy combing her disheveled hair with her fingers. I breathed a silent sigh of relief.
そっか
Right.
ここだとあんたと会っちゃ
I
う可能
forgot
性
I
が
might run into you
忘れてた
here.
何をしていたんだ。
What were you doing?
考え事
Thinking.
そうか。
Oh. Was she thinking about her death? I don't know what to say, so I keep my mouth shut. Kurisu appears to be in the same boat. She is staring at the capsule toy dispenser in the corner, her face wearing the usual frown. The awkward silence drags on. When you think about it, Kuritsu's fate resets in my hands. My decision will determine whether she lives or dies. Her fantastic hypothesis yesterday was a desperate attempt to construct a scenario where she doesn't die. See, my character knows. Even if she believes that her theory was correct, it must be difficult for her to avoid imagining her own death. I force a smile. I'm getting really uncomfortable here.
邪魔になっているようだから。
Looks like I'm in a
俺は
way,
もう行く。
so I'll just go. Oh, okay. Damn, I was expecting a sarcastic remark like, "Since when do mad scientists have manners?" or something. Just then, something cold lands on the tip of my nose. When I look up, raindrops start landing on my forehead. An evening shower. It is only going to get more intense and quickly. Koizu hasn't moved a muscle. She's just standing there with her arms folded, staring the ground as if she doesn't notice the rain at all.
おい、
Hey,
雨が降ってき
it's
た。
raining! Yeah? Oh, yeah. She's acting strange, like her mind is elsewhere. I knew it. She's been thinking about. Whoa! In less than a minute, the rain turns into a full downpour. We had no time to seek shelter. What the hell? Kurisu's scream is drowned out by the roar of the rain. Ah, what a surprise!
夕立を甘く見て。
That's what you get for tempting the sky gods. Now safely inside the building, we take a moment to catch our breath. It's been a week since Uzuha's time machine disappeared, but Radican is still closed. The lights are off, and it's pretty dark inside.
もっと早く忠
You
告
should
して
have
よ
warned me sooner. Even my underwear soak. Ooh.
右に同じく。
Same here. I bet you're glad it's dark, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
もし、
If the lights were on,
今頃
I'd be able to see anything, everything.
多くの人間の前にあらわにされていただろう。
Huh? Even in the dim light, I can tell Kuritsu is scrambling to cover her chest.
あんたも
I
変態
forgot
だ
that
って
you're a pervert too.
忘れてた
自分から下着まで
You're the one who announced that your underwear was wet.
これ以上
Just drop it. If you're imagining what color my underwear is, I'll kill you.
妄想などしてない。
I'm not imagining anything. She's too self-conscious. But the color of her underwear, huh? Fuck, man. Don't think about it. Gotta be white. How do you even know, man? Achoo.
冷えるか。
Cool.
だから脱いで乾か
I'm
す
not stripping naked. If that's what you're suggesting,
変態の手に
your pervy tricks won't work on me.
誰もそんなこと言って
Who
ないよ
said strip? Calm down, will you? See, it's like this kind of thing, like, it just makes them such a compatible partner, you know. But if you want to straight, go right ahead. I can't make out your scrawny figure in this light anyway. Another word, and I'll make you eat your cerebral neocortex with ponzu sauce. Sorry. Please spare me that horror. Still, these wisecracks are a welcome distraction. A storm like that shouldn't last long. Guess we'll just wait it out. I see Koritsu's shadowy form move to sit on the staircase. I sit next to her. Hey, get your own stair. What? What? You're the one who said not to speak. You're too close. Don't come any closer, okay? You can stay where you are, but don't come any closer, and I'll push you away, okay? Our bodies gradually grow cold. We start shivering. Maybe I should take off my wet clothes. But if I do that, Koritsu will call me a pervert again. Better not. Our eyes gradually adjust to the darkness. I can see Koritsu more clearly now. She's huddled up against the wall. Don't look at me. Impossible! How can you see where I'm looking? GGG. Does she have infravision? So you were looking! Damn, she used leading question on me. That's such a high level technique. I avert my eyes from Koritsu and take off my lab coat. That's when I notice my coat is torn on the shoulder at the shoulder. Damn. Must have caught something when we ran inside. What? What are you talking about? Just a little tear in my coat. Is clumsiness one of your character traits? Don't be ridiculous. I'm a mad scientist. I bear the curse of insanity, not clumsiness. It seems like forever since I've talked to Koritsu as Hoin Kyoma. Yeah. Koritsu suddenly holds out her hand. Give it here. What? I happen to have a sewing kit with me. I'll stitch it up for you. A sewing kit? You? Why would you have something like that? Something wrong with that? I hand over my coat as asked. You are an experiment-loving girl. You're not supposed to be domestic. Can I be domestic, experiment-loving girl? You? Domestic? Relatively, maybe. Well, actually, I don't know what the domestic city index for Japanese high school girls these days. There's an index for that. First I've heard of it. Koritsu skillfully threads the needle, despite the darkness. It's wet, so it's kinda hard to thread. Did you really just happen to have that on you? Get over it already. Is it really so wrong for me to have a sewing kit? It's not wrong, it just seems like you planned for this. So you're saying I brought it with me because I somehow knew your coat was going to get ripped. Huh? Ridiculous. And before you get the wrong idea, I'm not fixing your coat because I want to or anything, okay?
出たなツンデレ。
Nice tsundere line. Don't mock me. You just happen to tear your clothes, and I just happen to have a sewing kit handy when you did. It's coincidence, that's all.
偶然。
Coincidence. Huh.
まさかお前
Hey,
タイムリー
you
プして
didn't time leap, did you?
ということはないよな。
So now you're saying that I went back in time for the sole purpose of repairing your stupid lab coat. Uh-huh. Ridiculous, ridiculous. There. It is so important I said it twice. Comprehend?
確かに。
You're
わ
right.
ざわざタイムリープしてタイ
If you had time leaped, you have brought a towel, not a sewing kit.
しておくのが先だからな。
What's that? Sarcasm? All you do is complain. After working a while, Kuritsu cuts the string with her teeth, then hands me back my coat. Here.
ありがとう。
Thanks. By the way, it was dark, so I couldn't really see. If it turns out bad, it's not my fault. It was dark. That's all. Oh, and I hope you like the color, because I have no idea which thread I used.
色もランダムなのか。
It's random. Black, red, or pink. Those are three possibilities.
せめて
Let's just hope it's not pink. Achoo!
寒いか。
Cold? I guess.
俺の上着を羽織るか。
Take my coat. But it's wet.
まあ、
Well,
そうだ。
yeah, but... Silence again. The words flow so naturally when it is just harmless banter. But 1 second of silence, and suddenly we have nothing to say. It must be because of what happened yesterday. I am so desperate to avoid the topic that nothing seems safe. I know I need to say something, but what? Have you made your decision yet? Her voice is barely a whisper, but I can hear her clearly in the silence of the empty stairwell. I look at Kuritsu. She's hugging her knees in her chest, presumably against the cold. My decision. I know what she means. That's why I can't answer. You still haven't made up your mind? You like Mayuri, don't you?
何？
What? Where that came from? I mean, not. I don't know. Does my character like Mayuri? I don't think he does, to be honest. I don't think that's love. I mean, to me, it's not. Koitsu keeps staring into the darkness. It's probably just my imagination, but lately I've been seeing things like a strange sort of deja vu. Oh, do you get the timeline too? In this vision, you're fighting to save Mayuri all by yourself. You never give up, no matter how much it hurts. Oh, she remembers too, huh? Fuck man. Ugh. Koitsu too? Then you come to me for help. You're so desperate, so earnest that I just have to do with what I can. Not that I'm doing it for you, okay? I just want to save Mayuri, that's all.
私はあくまでマユリを助けたいだけであって。とにかく
Anyway, these images are stuck in my head, like memories. So Koritsu is the same. She still has faint memories from previous world lines. I tried self-analyze. Maybe I'm mistaking dreams for reality, projecting my hopes and fantasies. I don't know. But there's one thing I do know. You have to save Mayuri. Aren't you afraid? To save Mayuri, I must undo the current world line. If I do that, Koritsu will die. You know, it feels like we are trapped in an ancient ruin. Koritsu suddenly changes the top subject. She looks around the dark, empty stairwell. Like the world ended, and we are the only two people left. I've been thinking. Say, you go to the beta world line, and everyone else goes with you. What if I can't go with you? What if I'm the only one left behind? Oh. Would the entire world become like this place? Oh. Oh. That's a heavy question, Koritsu. It's just a theory, but I can't help but wonder. I need to say it. I'll save you. Not just Mayuri, but don't make promises you can't keep. Koritsu cuts me off sharply, then buries her face in her knees. You asked me if I wasn't afraid. Of course I'm afraid. Maybe I'll disappear. Maybe I'll be left behind all alone. Or maybe only you will disappear and everything else will stay the same. The world will continue and nobody will even know that you existed. I'll go back to America as if nothing ever happened. Maybe. I feel hopeless just thinking about all the possibilities. But even so, Koritsu raises her head and spears me with her glare. Do you think I would tell you to let Mayuri die? Koritsu. Jesus, it's cold. Koritsu grabs her own arms. In the darkness, I can see her shoulders shaking. It's because of this wet clothes. This sucks. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. It's nothing but conjecture, baseless, worthless. I want to cut open my skull and exercise the part of my brain that comes up with these delusions. Now she's talking to herself in an angry tone. Koritsu has always been calm when we faced with the unknown. I admired her for that. I thought she was facing this calmly too. No way, man. But I was wrong. Behind her cool facade, she was struggling to cope with the knowledge that her very existence was in jeopardy. She was fighting that fear all alone, and now it has finally come to the surface. Of course she's afraid. However brilliant she may be, she's just an 18-year-old girl. Koizu abruptly stands up. I realize that I no longer hear the sound of rain pounding on the roof. Listen, Okabe. You can't save both of us, correct? No matter how you struggle, it's one or the other. But no buts. My answer won't change. Save Mayuri. But I hear the pain in her voice, and also the resolve. Koizu has made up her mind. I look away and clench my fist. My nails stick into the palms of my hands. Are you telling me to give up? To abandon you? I could never do that. You can, and you must. There's no other way. No, you're our friend. I won't abandon you. Okabe! Koizu drops her knees and grabs me by the collar. I gasp for breath as she stares into my eyes. Her eyes are hard and stern. It's always like this when she scolds me. It's always the same glare. Is there another solution? There isn't, is there? I don't want to live if it means sacrificing Mayuri. If you don't save her, I'll never forgive you. This can't be happening. I hate this choice with no right answer. I hate the universe for being so cruel. And most of all, I hate myself for forcing Koizu to speak these words when she is the one with the most to lose. Tears well up in my eyes, but I bite my lip and hold them back. Is there really no other way? I can't bear it. I look straight back at Koizu as she holds me by the collar and tightly embrace her slender body. Her clothes are still wet from the rain, but all I feel is the warmth radiating from the core of her being. But you're right here. Why does it have to be this way? Okabe. Tension drains from her back and her hands. She gives her whole body to my embrace. Thank you. I know you're hurting for me. But you've done enough. I'm fine. So just think about Mayuri. Okay? Despite her fear, Koizu has made her choice. It's time for me to do the same. Let's save this real quick. I need to decide, here and now, the future of the world. Which friend to let die. Holding Koizu tightly, I whisper into her ear. I'm sorry. A meaningless apology. I want to save Mayuri. I want to save Mayuri. more than anything. It didn't let me choose, by the way. These words are a death sentence, but I forced myself to speak them. It takes every ounce of willpower I possess. I can't save you. I know. Jeez. When I finish, I feel as if a great weight has left my shoulders, and at the same time, as if 1,000 needles are stabbing into my heart. I didn't choose it, by the way. It didn't let me choose. Koizu weakly returns my embrace. Then she lets go and stands up. Well then. There's already a look of relief on her face. I'm heading back. Back? Back where? To America? The lab, of course. I need to dry my clothes. I want to take a shower too. In that case, we should go back together. But before I can suggest it, Koizu beats me to the punch, as if she read my mind. You stay here and soak for a while. Understand? We can't go back together. That's her verdict. Understand. I hang my head and shut my eyes. Koizu's footsteps fade into the distance. I wrap my arms around my body. Even though it is summer and sweltering hot, I can't stop my body from shaking. I realize that part of me is relieved that Koizu left alone. At least I won't have to face her again. To look upon the face of the girl I chose to die. I'm a coward. My self-loathing echoes in the darkness. I'll wait about 2 hours before returning to the lab. Koizu is already gone when I get there. Assistant, see you. Cease to inquire what future has in store, and take as a gift whatever that the day brings. The day brings forth. Horace, Italian philosopher. I'm going back to my hotel. Do what needs to be done. Good night. All she left is a single email. I sit down on the sofa. While drying my hair with the towel, I look towards the PC in the corner of the room. It is already connected to the IBN 500, ready for Daru to start hacking. I already got in touch with him. The hacking starts tomorrow at noon. I drove myself further into the corner by telling that to Daru. Now I can't turn back. No matter how much I want to. I chose Mayuri. I will let Koizu die. Showering didn't soften the wrenching pain in my heart. In truth, I'm just riding on Koizu's resolve. Mine is still a flimsy thing. I still can't help but wonder, is this really okay? Really? Anyone's here? Mari opens the door and enters. For a moment after she catches sight of me, she looks ready to burst in tears. But that quickly gives way to a smile. It's Okarin! What's up? It's nothing. I just decided to stop by. I swallow hard. Maybe I should explain the situation to Mayuri. But I know she will feel guilty if I tell her. Mayuri doesn't need to know. Everything will be okay, as long as we crack CERN's database and reach the beta world line. You know, I haven't talked much with Okalin lately. But you know, I don't want to be a burden on Okalin. Can I really let it end like this? Tell her, man. Shouldn't I tell her what Kuritsu is sacrificing for her sake? Did you take a shower? Mayuri moves behind the sofa, grabs the bath towel on my head, start rubbing my hair dry. You smell good, like shampoo. I didn't mind the towel so much, but then she buries her nose into my hair and starts sniffing. Stop that. I jerk my head away. Mayuri goes back to drying my hair. You know, I didn't go to Komima today. Huh? Why? I was thinking about Okalin. When I got to Ariake, I remember how sad you looked. And then I thought I shouldn't be having fun at Komima. So I turned around and came all the way back. Oh, sorry for making you worry. Should I tell her? Just tell her, man. Or should I keep her in the dark? You know, I haven't talked much with Okalin lately. Maybe Mayushi is getting a little lonely. Mayuri, how would you feel if I said I was keeping a secret from you? You mean like Okalin and Christian are actually dating? Where that came from? Okalin and Christian get along really well, right? I think you two are meant for each other. No, it's nothing like that. Oh, okay. You don't have to tell me everything if you don't want to. Besides, it is normal to keep secrets from your hostage. This isn't the time for that. Mayuri's hand leaves my head. I look over my shoulder in panic, thinking she wandered off again. She's there. I grab her hand, perhaps more forcefully than I meant to. Mayushi doesn't want to be a burden. Again. So, I'll wait until Okalin's ready to tell me. Just like I said yesterday, remember? And if I decide to never tell you, well, I'd be curious, really curious. But if that's what you want, even if my secret involves you, Mayushi? I haven't told you because I don't want to hurt you. Is that why Okalin looks so sad all the time? Then I do want to know. I don't like it when Okarin's sad,
それでお前は
even if it means
傷つ
you
いてもい
might
い
get
と
hurt.
いうのか。
Mayuri replies with a gentle smile. Yeah. She nods without any hesitation. Her smile is so sincere. It strikes me speechless. Mayoshi doesn't want to be a burden. When Mayoshi was sad because of what happened to Kurani, Okarin took Mayoshi hostage, remember? That's why Mayushi always thought that whenever Okarin's sad, she could lend her strength to him, you know? Mayushi might not be useful though. Useful. Suddenly I remember Mayuri is going to die tomorrow. I've been through it once before. She died protecting me, and her last words were, "Finally, Mayushi was useful to Okari." So this is what she meant. I don't want to see you from hurting.
わかった。
Very well. If that's how she feels, I'll tell her everything. I let go of Mayuri's hand and pat the sofa beside me.
ここに座るんだ。
Take a seat. Mayuri does as she is told. Can I get some snacks?
お前は空気が読めない。
This is serious, remember? Oh, right. Mayuri sits up straight with her hands folded in her lap. Okay, ready.
これから話すことは
Everything I'm about to tell you
全部事
is
実。
true. It is related to those
お前
dreams
が
you
見た
had.
夢とも関係している。そして俺はこの後
I plan to sacrifice one of our friends
お
for
前
your
のため
sake.
に仲間を犠牲にするつもりだ。
Eh? Okarin? Anxiety clouds Mayuri's face, but I ignore it and take her chin in my fingers. A switch has already flipped inside of me. You will soon regret your curiosity, my dear, for the deeds of the great Hoenn Kyoma are many and terrible. Muhahaha.
恐るべき所業の数々を聞いてな。
That's not the case, right? What case? What case you're talking about? I'm sure there's a way to get Kuritsu and Mayuri alive, as you said before. I hope so. I really hope so, man. I'm like really tormented by this. And so I began, speaking as the mad scientist whose foolish experiments brought everything to ruin. I start with the first raid on the lab. I tell Mayuri how Moeka killed her. Next, I tell her about Suzuha and Felice, about Lukaku, Moeka, FP, and Nae. I describe their fates in every detail. And finally, I tell her about Kuritsu.
すなわち
By sacrificing Makise Kuritsu, I will embark upon a journey to a glorious new world. There was a lot to explain, but Mayuri kept asking questions, desperate to understand the strange concepts I was throwing at her. Thanks to that, the conversation went longer than expected. It's already getting late.
以上が
And that's the plan most grand and devious of the insane mad scientist,
その名も
Holding Kyoba.
メイドインヘブンである
I call it made in heaven. Finally, it is over. Mayuri says nothing. She's staring at her hands, which are clenched into tiny, trembling fists. She looks ready to cry any second.
なぜ
What's the matter?
そんな顔をしている
Mayuri shakes her head and bites her lip.
オカリンも
The whole time, you and Christian were
苦しん
hurting.
でたんだね。なのにマユシーは
Mayuri was making
陶
costumes
器にコスを作って
like
た。
nothing was wrong.
こんなの
I feel
バカみたい
so
だよ。
stupid
マユシーは
until now.
何も知らなか
Anything.
った。
Of course you didn't.
必要はないのだ
That's how I planned it.
全てはこの俺による計画なのだからな幻滅したかマユリ
Are you disappointed in me, Mayuri?
だが俺は
Sorry, but that's who I am.
仲間を平気で犠牲に
I will
でき
do
る
anything. Sacrifice anyone to accomplish my goals. Whether you like it or
行
not,
きたくないと言って
you are coming with me to the Beta
そ
World
れを
line.
聞き入れるつもりはないお前には俺の人質
You are my hostage, and you have no say in the
や
matter.
ってもらうぞ
Let
世界に訪れる混沌
chaos descend upon the world. That is the choice of Steins Gate. Mayuri ignores my performance. She gets to her feet and lurches towards the door. I quickly grab her by the wrist.
おいどこ行く
Where are you going?
クリスチャン
I
会いに
need
行か
to
な
see
きゃ。
Chris Chan.
ねえオカリン、
Please, Okalin.
クリスチャンに
I
会
have to
いた
talk
い
to
よ。
her. There's no way I can refuse Mayuri's request. I contacted Kuritsu. We arranged to meet on the UPX overpass at 4:30 in the morning. I was wondering why she wanted to meet so early, but I understand once I see her. She's dragging a large suitcase.
お見送りご苦労。
Thanks for coming to see me off. She faces us with a smile.
そのスーツケース
Does that suitcase mean what I think it does? Hmm?
ああ、
Oh,
そういう
yeah,
ことよ。
it does.
帰るのか
You're going back
アメリカに
to America. Koitsu
も
nods.
ともと8月
I
の
was
頭には
supposed to go
帰る予
back
定だ
at
った
the
んだけど、
beginning of the month,
どっかのマ
but I
ッド
ran
サイエン
into
テ
a
ィストに
certain
捕ま
mad
っ
scientist,
て、予定より長め
then
の
and
滞
then
在になっちゃった。
stayed, and then ended up staying longer than planned.
もう私が手伝えることは
Well,
ない
there's
だろうし、
nothing else I can help you
後
with
腐れなかった
anyway,
って意味でも
and
い
I
いで
don't
しょ
want to be a liability. Why does everyone think they're a liability? Is she doing this for me? Or is she trying to outrun her fear? It is not my right to stop her. Even if I did, it wouldn't change anything. Today, as planned, I will crack CERN's database and move to the Beta World line. I've made my decision. Mali is next to me, standing still with her head hung. That's just how girls think. Well, they shouldn't.
マユリ、
What's wrong, Mayuri? Are you feeling sick? I gently nudge her back.
ほら
Come on, Mayuri. She takes one step, pauses for a second, then she leaps on Kuritsu with a cry.
クリスチャン、
Christian! What's going on?
いきなり。マユシーはね、
Mayuri, doesn't want Christian to disappear. Fuck. Wow, this is so much tormenting than Suzuha's story. Koizu hears the desperate plea in Mayuri's voice. She gives me a look that asks, "Did you tell her?" I silently nod. You can't disappear. Not for Mayushi. Okay. Mayuri. Bro, you shouldn't have told Mayuri first. I don't know, I think she has to know. Like you know, like let's say somehow we made it to the next row line, right? And Koizu is really gone. At least Mayuri should remember. Like we should remember all the time we spent together, you know. Mayushi doesn't want to live if Christian has to die. I expected Mayuri to might say that it's absolutely essential that I remain firm. I feel bad for Kurizu, but it needs to be said. This is the way it has to be. I chose you, Mayuri. You have an obligation to live. Pain stabs through my heart. His words are reprehensible. Kurizu and I made a pact. She agreed to trade her life for yours. If that sacred covenant is broke, this world is doomed. GG boy, take a breath. This is intense. This is as intense get, man. And it's not physically intense, you know, it's emotional intense. It's not intense, it's... I clench my fist tight to suppress my self-loathing. Don't put Kurizu's feelings to waste, Mayuri! But... Thank you, Mayuri. Kurizu wraps her arms around Mayuri's back, returning the hug. But this was my decision too. I'm okay with it, really. Okabe loves you, you know? What? What are you saying? It's true, isn't it? She gives me a mischievous smile. It's not true. It will make him really sad if you die. You don't want him to be sad, do you? But if Christian goes away, it will make Mayushi sad. Yeah, I know. It makes me sad too. But this was going to happen eventually. I had to go back to America sooner or later. So, even if you move to another world line, just think of me being in America. It's practically the same thing. That's not the problem. I don't want Christian to disappear. Let's stop this, okay? Don't make Christian disappear. Koizu separates from Mayuri and gazes straight into her face. You have to listen to us now, Mayuri. She uses a gentle tone, as if speaking to a child. She then lightly bumps Mayuri on the head. Okabe, don't ever let go of her again. I know.
それじゃ
Wow,
私は行くから。
I'm off.
もう二度と岡部の顔
Thank
見な
God
くて済むと
I
思う
never
と
have to see your silly face again. She punctuates her insult with a smile. She's so cheerful now, a far cry from the shivering girl in the dark. To see her like this breaks my heart. I'm sorry. I repeat the words in my heart again and again, begging for forgiveness. Crystal turns to go. Don't go, please, Chan. Please, don't go.
ついてこないで。
Don't follow me. She shouts over her shoulder. Mayuri freezes.
同情なんてしないで。
I don't want pity.
惨めになるだけ
You
だから。
only make it worse.
これは
This is
私
my
が決めたこと
decision.
なの。
Nothing you can
マ
say
ユリ
will
に
change
何を
my
言われたっ
mind.
てもう揺るがない。 さよなら。
Goodbye.
マユリ、
Promise me, Mayuri.
約束よ。
Promise me
あん
you'll
たは
find your happiness.
幸せになりなさい。
With that, Kurisu walks away. Early morning Akihabara, well before sunrise. The trains are just starting to run. She disappears into the station, dragging her suitcase behind her, alone. Mayuri falls to her knees, her face streaked with tears. As I approach, I hear her voice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
お前が謝る必要は
You
ない。
have nothing to apologize for.
すべては
This was my decision
この俺の決断だ。
and mine alone.
クリスには
Kurisu will disappear,
消えてもらう。
for I chose
俺は
not to save her.
クリスを助けない。そして
I chose
世界
to
に
bring chaos to
俺
the
が望
world.
む混沌が訪れるのだ。俺が許せないか、
I can't forgive me.
マユリ。
You can't forgive me. Can you, Mayuri?
ならば恨めばいい。
Then hate me.
だがそれでも
But even then, you're
お
staying
前
with
には
me
最後まで
to the end.
付き合ってもらう。俺は
I have chosen
俺は
to save you.
お前を救うために
I will let Kurisu die.
だから
So hate me.
お
Loathe
前
me.
がどれだけ俺を恨もうと
Curse my name.
俺の意見に反対しようとも
But I
う後戻りするつもりは
will not turn back.
ない。俺の
Nobody can stop
野望は
me now.
誰にも止められない。
Nari slowly stands up. Then she buries her face into my chest, just like she did to Kuritsu.
おかりん、
Okarin,
おかりんの
tell me how you really feel.
聞きたいよ。
How I really feel. Mali looks straight up into my eyes.
おかりんが
I want to know
心の中
what's
で
in
思
your
ってる
heart,
こと
your honest feelings.
聞きたいよ。マユシーはね、
Mayushi doesn't want to be a burden
ここにな
anymore.
りたくないから。
なってねえよ。
You're not a burden.
なって
How can you
られ
think
ない
that?
これは俺のエゴだ。
This is about me. Because I want to save you.
だけだ。
Because I can't bear to lose you.
失いたくないだけだ。
Yeah. Thank you, Okarin. Thank you. Mayuri tries her hardest to smile through her tears. And then once again, she buries her face into my chest. I've been having scary dreams lately. In those dreams, you always try to save me. They weren't dreams, were they? You were fighting to save Mayushi, weren't you? Okarin, you know, Mayushi loves you. Mayushi can smile every day because you're there for me. Can we be together from now on too?
当たり前だ。
Of course. I answer Mayuri with my embrace.
そんなの
How can you ask that?
当たり前だろう。一緒にいてくれない。
I don't want to be apart from you either.
俺が嫌だ。
Yeah. Mayushi will find happiness. Just like I promised Christian. Yeah. Let's be happy together. We will. Never let go of me. I won't. Let me love you forever. Of course. The radiance of the rising sun pours out between the buildings. Daybreak. As the sky grows brighter, we remain in our embrace, as if to reassure each other that we are still here.
それではこれより
The time has come. We will now commence the final phase of Operation Wadandi. Mayuri and Daru turn to me and nod. Today is the last day of Komima. Daru wanted to attend, but a little begging convinced him to prioritize the operation. I take a look around the lab. These 20 days have seen constant change. It's incredible to think that at one point this lab had a whole 8 members. And now we are back to 3. The memories we made. The experiences we shared. To save Mayuri, I will undo them all. There's sorrow in me, and guilt. I engraved them deeply inside my heart. I'll never forget. I mustn't forget. These long, yet short summer days. Fuck, this reminds me of another game that I played before. And I cried like hell on that one. But still, I choose to erase our memories. I choose to return everything to normal. Suzuha's mission is irrelevant. I'm not doing this for the future. As long as Mayuri lives, nothing else matters. Daru, you may begin. You sure? Yeah. I can hear it here too. Hear what? Okay dokie. Daru starts typing on the IBN 500. It is already connected to his main computer. Alright, let's see if all this tormentation is like, worth it. This will get us into CERN's central database. where they keep the data they mine with Echelon. They will locate the first email I sent on July 28th and erase all trace of its existence. Sniffles. Oh, yeah. It's quite hard. I try my best. With this, I can reach the beta world line. At last, Mayuri will be safe. I look at Mayuri. She's on the couch, sitting straight as a ramrod, with her grandmother's pocket watch pressed into her ear. She stays still, with her eyes closed. Whenever Mayuri wants to calm down, she listens to the sound of that pocket watch. Ever since we press wrong. Okay, wait. Ever since we parted with Kuritsu, she has said nothing about my choice. I guess she's come to terms with it in her own way. The actual work, I left to Daru, no problem there. While waiting for him to finish, I walked into the development room. In the center of the room is the time leap machine. I squat down and gently brush my fingers against the microwave surface. It is cool to the touch. I've made irreplaceable friends because of this thing, and because of this thing, I've hurt them. But I don't want to blame the tool. It's how you use the tool that matters. And I've got to admit, it saved me more than once. But still, once this is over, I will destroy the time leap machine. We must never make the same mistakes again. Okalin, I found it! It's really there! Yeah, so it's really there. The email I sent? Is there? It sure is, man. Daru points to a string of characters. My name is there, followed by the message I wrote about Kuritsu's death. 3 lines in total, each 12 characters long. This data led CERN to our doorstep. At FP's instruction, Moeka and the Rounders attacked. If Suzuha is right, then by erasing this data, we will escape from Attractor Field Alpha, where CERN dominates the future. That will take us to Attractor Field Beta, to the Beta world line within its range of convergence, to a future without Mayuri's death. Mayuri is standing next to me, gazing intently at the monitor. She grabs my hand firmly. Okari. It's okay. She looks anxious, so I pat her head to calm her down. Everything is set. One press of the enter key, and that data will be gone. Daru stands up and gestures the open seat. I leave that honor to you, Okarin. I sit down and face the keyboard. This time it ends. Let's save this real quick again. Kurisu's face floats through my mind. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. Goodbye, Kurisu. I slowly raise my right hand and extend my index finger. Victory is at hand! Daru twitches at my cry. With unimaginable brilliance and unwavering conviction, I have defeated our vast and powerful enemy, and now stand triumphant on the field of Ragnarok. I give thanks to the comrades who sacrificed to make this victory possible. One press of this key, and Kuritsu will die. I firmly grip my coat at the shoulder, where it has been stitched together with jagged pink thread.
訪れるのは
The coming world
俺が望んだ
is
世
the
界だ。
world I wish for. I wish for Mayuri to live and Koritsu to die. That is the truth, and I must never forget it. Oh fuck, press wrong. Okay, wait. That is the truth, and I must never forget it.
全ては
This
シ
is
ュタインズゲートの
the
選
choice
択である。
of Steins Gate. This is the choice of Okabe Nintaro.
世界はエル
El
プ最
Sai
高
Kongru,
世界は
let the world be reborn.
再構成される。
I swing down my finger and strike the enter key. Oh, it actually worked. 1.1%. It worked. It worked. I was hoping it doesn't, you know. After a while, the spinning stops. The color gradually returns to the world. Reading Steiner activated. The world line has changed. I look around the room. Next to me is Daru. And behind me is Mayuri. I reach out to her, and she takes my hand with a smile. Everything is where it should be. It looks like nothing has changed at all. I gently touched my coat's shoulder, where Kuritsu fixed a torn seam. It's gone. My coat isn't torn. The stitches, uneven from having been sewn in the dark, have disappeared. There's no trace of that ridiculous pink thread. I stand up and head to the development room. Underneath the table, the time-leap machine. No, that's not the time-leap machine. That's the phone wave, name subject to change. The upgrades Kuritsu made are gone. Nothing has changed. This world is exactly the same. In all respects, save one. Kuritsu was never here. I thought that I was prepared for this. But now that I'm face to face with the cruel consequences of my decision, I feel powerless, defeated. I want to cry. What's wrong, Okarin? Mayuri runs up and grabs my arm. Say, Mayuri. Yeah.
ラボメンナンバー004
Who was that man number 4 again? I need to ask, even though I know what the answer will be. 004? But, Okarin, there is only 3 lab mems, remember? Okarin, Mayushi, and Daru-kun. The tears come. I crumble to my knees and cover my face with my hands. Yeah, right. Our lab doesn't have a 4th lab member.
このラボに
It never did.
4人目のラボメンだった。いなかったよ。
Her existence was rejected by the world. Okarin, something really sad happened, didn't it? Mayuri rubs my back. Mayushi is here for you, Okarin. I embrace Mayuri. I stifle my voice and cry.
おかり、
Okari,
泣かないで。
don't cry.
マユリは
Please, don't leave me,
どこにも行かない
Mayuri.
でくれ。
Please, stay by my side. Forever.
そばにいてくれ。
Mayuri tenderly strokes my head.
マユシーは
Mayuri
ずっと
will
一緒
always
だ
be
よ。
with you.
これまでみたいに
Always.
ずっと
Just like this. All trace of Kuretsu's existence has vanished. This proves that I have returned to my original world line. This is the world I struggled to reach. The world Suzuha traveled through time to create. A world where the future is free. Nothing has changed, and yet this is my utopia. Be careful, copyright. Oh, I just realized what's his name? Okabe is voiced by fuck it, I should milk this shit first, man. I don't want to get banned. Nice song though. Anyway, I just realized Okabe is voiced by Light Yagami from Death Note, the same guy. Oh, you got this ending, dang, bruh. Yeah, apparently I got the Mayuri ending. I think it's because I answered her phone, you know. Yeah, so next session I'll try the Goizu version, which is the one I wanted, because I don't believe in sacrificing Mayuri and Goizu too. I believe there's other way. Bruh, yeah. Oh, you knew? My sis kept telling me the voice actor. Yeah, it's like Yagami. Now that I see his name right, I can see the resemblance. It makes sense. Yeah, it's him. It's definitely him. Such a high. I thought it would be longer. No, right? I already saved her. So, but this is not the real ending. I'm sure, because it's too short. I don't think it's. I guess the lot of chapter means another ending. Yeah, I think so too. Wait, what? Yeah, the anime had such Stardust Sky. I get an achievement. Oh wait, let me. Okay. Wait. Just now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, really high budget voice acting on this thing, man. This visual novel. This is because I see all of them. One of them is Red Blood Cell from Cells at Work. They're all main character voice, you know, like they're not just some random. Cause like usually game, right? I mean, it's not AAA game. Game like game voice, usually they will hire someone cheaper. Pretty surprised because like this is the mindset back in the day. But maybe I'm done with Steins Gate. I might now watch the next streams. Oh, you're going to watch some other streams? Alright. I'm not done with Steins Gate yet. I might not watch the next stream. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, but I'll definitely continue going to stream. On the next one, of course. Let's see what this is about before I end the stream here. The night of the 17th passed. and the night of 18th passed, and Mayuri still didn't die. I've kept a close watch for 3 days since then. There have been no attacks, no accidents, no sign that anything might happen. That was enough to convince me that Mayuri is safe. Cool, I like this ending. I'm sure there's a way to save both of them. Together with Daru, I destroyed the phone wave and the IBN 5100. Although we have lost the ability to send emails, that is a small price to pay to stay below CERN's radar. Technology is downstairs in the Brown-Tube workshop, watching TV on the 42-inch CRT, like always. When I went down to check out Radican, I found it open for business as usual. A search of the internet turned up no mention of a satellite crash. Instead, I found a small article in the local section of a newspaper dated July 28th. It was a report on Koitsu's murder. There was no follow-up. The culprit is still at large. According to Daru, the police questioned me several times. It was I who discovered the body after all. Of course, I don't remember any of that. At any rate, Mayuri is still alive. I've accomplished what I set out to do. It is over. Okarin! Mayuri emerges from the ticket gate, waving her hand as she runs my way. She weaves through the gaps between shoppers and maids, handing out leaflets, and when she gets to me, she looks at me with puppy dog eyes. What? Whoa, why are you crying? Mayuri doesn't answer me. She just strokes my cheek, gently, silently. She's crying, but she doesn't seem sad. Rather, she seems overcome with emotion. Okarin came to pick me up. You waited for Mayushi. I'm so happy. Don't get so happy over every little thing. Mayuri wipes away her tears, making room for her shy, innocent smile. So Mayushi class changed from hostage to girlfriend, right? Indeed. I have no idea how to respond to such an embarrassing question, but she's right. Mayuri and I are officially a couple. After this long, painful 20 days, I finally noticed how important Mayuri is to me. Plus, she told me that she loved me. Thank goodness! It wasn't just a dream! Oh wait, did you remember? Let's get going already. I'm gonna die standing in this damn heat. Nice, okay. I don't know. I mean, I want to say Mayuri for sure, but a world without Koitsu, I don't think that's what I wanted. I start walking without waiting for Mayuri's response. But the lab is hot too, isn't it? At least we've got a fan. And besides, I'm thirsty. I gotta get my daily dose of Dr. P. It's Sunday. Despite the heat, I see plenty of shoppers laden with bags enjoying themselves on the streets of Akiba. I suddenly feel a void in my heart. Nothing about this town has changed. Yet, it feels like something is missing from my life. No doubt, it was the gap that was left by Koitsu. But there's no such thing as a perfect future. That is a fantasy that nobody can realize. I can. I'll realize it on the next stream, you bitch. I mustn't forget. This is the future I wished for, fought for, and won. I have what is most important to me, Mayuri. I should be thankful for that. I'm blessed far beyond the common man. I look beside me and realize that Mayuri is not there. I turn around, she's not there either. Mayuri? She's gone. She's always like this. Sometimes she just wanders off. Anxiety seizes my heart. Actually, I might join to see how it goes, because I'm curious how to save both of them. Hopefully you'll join me again on this great journey of time traveling. Mary promised she would never leave me, but you know, it will take some time for me to get back to this. We'll just leave with Mayuri's ending for now, I guess. This world line is worthless without her. Mayuri! I shout her name at the top of my lungs. I search for her in the crowd, but it is too thick to see. Mayuri! Over here! I turn around to see Mayuri running towards me. In her hands is shaved ice. Hey, you said it was hot, right? Remember? I thought it'd be nice to eat something cold. Don't scare me like that. I feel so relieved. I want to embrace that small body of hers, but we're in public, so I stop myself. What's wrong with her? What's wrong with that? You guys are a couple now, right? Dang, imagine a BF like that. What, a time-traveling BF or a Chunibyo BF? I take the shaved ice and hold my empty hand out to Mayuri. Hold my hand. Okay. My BF doesn't let me out of his sight most of the time. Oh, you mean Okabe does that? Well, I'd do that with my girlfriend too, for sure. I mean, you know, Mayuri takes my hand. Her slender fingers intertwine with mine. Let's save the shaved ice for when we get to the lab. It's too hard to eat while walking. A BF that is scared when his girlfriend disappears. Well, of course, you know. I mean, I don't know about your BF, but for me, like, you know, it's not easy to get a girlfriend that loves me, you know. So it's very important that she's with me. But wouldn't it melt? If it melts, it melts. Oh well, I guess you're right. We can't eat if we are holding hands anyway. Okabe wants to hold hands, but he's too shy to admit it. Oh, I won't let go. I won't ever let you go. Mayushi won't let go either. Mayuri puts just a little more strength into her grip. Love for her fills my heart. That's really cute. Suddenly, oh shit. Okay, let's see where this is going, because it feels weird, right? I mean, like, this is sweet moments and all that, but it hasn't ended yet. Why? Let's see. Suddenly, Mayuri looks up at Radikan. Hey, Okarin. Is it possible to dream when you are awake? When you are awake? You mean a daydream? Is that what it's called? You're so smart! MO, I have this problem too. They all probably remember. I don't know who it was, but Mayuri feels like she had a very important friend.
何
What?
その大切なお
And
友達
whenever
のことを
whenever I think about that important friend,
すごく切
my
な
heart
くなって
hurts. Like,
胸のあたりが
you
キューって
know?
なるんだ。たまにね、
And
声も
sometimes
聞こえるんだよ。
I hear a voice.
声
A voice?
幸せになり
The
なさいっ
voice
て。
to tell me to find happiness. Huh? All of that was undone. I erased those memories, sacrificed them.
その人がそう言ってく
I
れた
wonder
から
if that voice is the reason Mayoshi's with Okari
オカリ
now.
ンと一緒にいられるのかもしれないね。
Perhaps everybody remembers their experience from otherworld lines. Those memories may be vague and tenuous, but they are there. They speak to us in the form of dreams, visions, and deja vu.
もし会えたら
And if I ever meet that person, I want to tell them thanks. I'm not the only one who remembers.
その人
I
誰
wonder
だったのかな。
who he was. You are the only one who remembers, Okarin.
きっと
It must have been
神様だ
God. Yeah, that's what Kurisu say, right? Like, if I'm a god that can observe the timeline, if she stayed there in that timeline, she's observing that timeline too. That means she is a god too.
そっか。
Oh wow!
ありがとう。
Thanks God!
マユシーは
Mayoshi's really happy! Mayuri looks up. She reaches out to the sky, like always. She shakes hands with the stardust, twinkling beyond the coat of blue. I look up too, to hold back the tears. Where's the shaved ice? But okay. And on the walk, and on we walk, hand in hand. Well, this was Steins Gate, Mayuri's ending. Yeah, it was very heavy throughout the journey, and I'm sure we will continue to the next journey, but for now we will just end here and leave with the Mayuri's ending for now. For the next one we'll tackle Goitsu's ending, and hopefully that one will lead to saving Mayuri too, but I don't know what will happen, because this is clearly a branch, like this is a temporary ending. Yeah, so cool. See you on the next one for Koritsu. Yeah, so yeah, should be a while. I should probably just play the other two games first, and for the next two streams, maybe for the next three stream, then next third stream, then I'll play Steins Gate again, and hopefully proceed some plot. But yeah, so speaking about Mayuri's ending, like it's pretty nice. Like yeah, like it's pretty sweet, to be honest. Like if like let's say if like me as a person, right, I don't feel anything for Kuritsu, I wouldn't have I would have no problem to get this ending. Like this is an ending I would be happy for. But Kuritsu, I think I still think she's a better partner for Okabe. So yeah, so like So in that instance, that made me a bit unsatisfied, or like, I don't know how to say, like, it still feels like something is not finished yet, you know, because just, you know, Koetsu is a bit different than Mayuri. Like, you know, I'm sure she can think of something, you know, something like that. But I don't know, I just, maybe after Koetsu it's just like, you know, quickly and then ends just like this one, and then I spend the rest of my life with Koetsu or something. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, so we'll see what happens on the next one with Koetsu. But for this ending, it's pretty sweet end, and yeah, so for Okabe, it's really a big character development. Like, from the beginning, I really don't like the character of Okabe. Like, I've been quite patient with her, but with him, but you know, like, he's just so full of shit, you know, so like, but gladly, he has become like quite a man, you know. His character development, and like, if I just really can't imagine living like him, you know, living as him. Like, imagine all that guilt from all these world lines, and he has to live with that. He has to live with all this guilt, all these memories, and probably a lot of the time no one believes him. I mean, they believe him, of course, but they don't, unless they have that memory too, they won't truly believe him. So like, you know, like, towards that, in the Mayuri end just now, when they speak of Koetsu, anything related to Koetsu, the death, or the friend that was Koetsu, it just hit a really bittersweet moment, you know, like, it hurts as Okabe, you know, like, this is really interesting. Like, they bring a normal person, a crazy person, to be honest, like a carefree Chunibyo person, but gave him the power of God, but also the responsibility of a god. And for just a person, but you have to remember, he's just a normal person, a normal kid with lots of stupid story, stupid shit. Gave him that, and asked him to make the decision that will affect the entire universe. You know, it's just so heavy. Like, if you think about it, like, in terms of the story making, right, it's quite special. I haven't seen this in a lot of places. Like, sure, there are responsibility talk, but they never had the power of a god like this. Like, this is really a power of a god, and like, this is really quite a lot for just a teenager with full of Chunibyo shit to experience, you know. Yeah, so that was my thought for Steins Gate. So yeah, so if anyone is still watching, so yeah, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, so a lot of stuff happened. We finally got an ending, and we'll see how is the next one go. We'll try other endings as well and see how it goes. I'm not quite satisfied with this ending yet, but it is good for just like for us as a rest of heart, you know. Yeah, so I'll see you on the next one. So for now, good night, and thanks for joining this stream, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, good night. Have a great night.